We are live from digital address GA0992539 in Kokomemle, Accra. On GSTV, we are on channel 421 and GoTV channel 144. A good morning to everyone. The show is JoyNews Interactive, and our social media handles for Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram is JoyNews on TV. My name is Selinam Ampu. Now, Nigeria and Ghana are two presumptuous cousins. A rather complicated relationship we have, with much going on in the media space on which nationality has done what. One Nigerian professor in University of Ghana is not happy that the Ghana police is arresting Nigerian criminals. Listen to the Nigerian way of which he thinks things can be salvaged for their image.
Likely to leave at the end of the year. They're already appealing, can you get us more Nigerians? We have these, but we are not respected because we do not take advantage of our what we have, our facilities. So this is where I come in. We are highly skilled and highly talented and blessed people, but many a time we lack strategy. Nigerians tend to lack strategy. You can have good skills. If you don't know how to let people know it's there, it dies. Like having a factory full of items in the warehouse. If you don't advertise it, it remains in the warehouse. Sir, they have harassed us a lot. I know that. I'm often on the road. One day the day I was driving in, I had my workout things in the car. A Ghanaian police took my dumbbells and walked into his car and said, I have taken it. A colleague was with me. He said, what do we do? I said, if I do that, let me go and urinate first and come back. I urinated and came back and said, go and bring it from your car down to this car. And he did. But sir, I can tell you something. From his accent, I'm a professor of English. From his accent, he's a Ghanaian police. From his accent, I can bet my life he's a Nigerian. I can bet my life. He's a Nigerian policeman. He's a Ghanaian policeman, but he is a Nigerian. His accent is obviously Nigerian. The key things you use to identify where somebody comes, all of them. And when we left, that day somehow as I packed my things, I misplaced my papers when they were opening things. And they delayed me from Aflao to Winneba 8 hours until somehow I got the paper. So what I'm saying is, we need strategy, sir. I'll suggest something which the embassy can think about. I know they know, which they can do immediately. And the Nigerian community, there is bad image for Nigeria. We can take it back through the press. We can reverse it. We have powerful Nigerian media stations, channels broadcast all over the world. Well, AIT has a problem now. NTA does. Many others. There's active online social media, the blogs in Nigeria. Let them come. Look at what we have said here today. Let them come here and run documentaries of the experiences of Nigerians and blast it all over the world. In 3 days, Ghana will respond. I have been a media person. You cannot be here and suffering. Let the leaders get our media guys come here. Cover what has been happening. Go to the student community, go to the business community, go to everywhere. Come to the embassy. Go and confront the officials with the information. Air it. Within 1 week, I can tell you part of what's happening. I'm sorry to say it, but this is within us. The present government in Ghana came on the grounds of Nigeria bashing. I have listened to things some of their top leaders have said all over the world in major places. We did not take it back, sir. If we take it back, they will sit up.
Well, you heard the Ghana-based Nigerian professor. However, the Nigerian High Commission in Ghana is upset with the nature of reportage of crimes involving Nigerians, which it says exhibits some form of xenophobia. Well, away from that, let's hop onto social media to read the comments that came flooding in when the video was put out. And Wolanyo Wemega says, what he said there is quite distasteful. To instigate such hate tactics shouldn't be one to be propagated by a professor. Education goes beyond just a tutor to make the quality better. Infrastructure and prevailing peace and stability in the country also counts largely. And Sarkodie Douglas says, I will never support what this man is saying, and every well-meaning Nigerian should not support him. Ghana and Nigeria have been brothers even before colonization. We were in trade businesses. Please finding a way to deal with this is not by rubbing our integrity. Let's look at how we can fish out the bad ones equally. We have bad Ghanaians too. If you like it or not, Ghana is the #2 home for every Nigerian, and it's a fact. And now Koko Kote says, why are most of them attending GH schools then? Intimidated, he said, shaking my head. Are they doing the right thing? Are they acting like they are in another man's land? And Nyantechi Samuel says, I don't blame this man at all. I blame our embassies. We have allowed just anybody to roam in Ghana free of charge just because we are loving and hospitable. As some of we the Ghanaians also play parts of all this. How can a Ghanaian aid a Nigerian to access Ghana card? Ghana must rise. And Felician Kofi says the man didn't say anything wrong. He's just given his view of how Nigerians could redeem their image. And Rafi Ruki says he has said nothing wrong. With good communication, they can help the other Nigerians causing trouble to do what is right. Even Ghanaians in the UK and France have communities which they assist themselves. And Nabo Eric Cantona says, Prof, this your strategy will not work. You can never make a wrongdoer a hero. It's impossible. Mohammed Hassan Mahi says Nigerians should blame the few tarnishing their image globally. I always prefer to use the word some rather than tagging all because there are good Nigerians out there. And Mike Perez says this is how the xenophobic attacks started in South Africa. Over-tolerance of their attitudes will lead to something really bad one day. Well, let's move away from that and talk about a very popular man, Mahama Yarega. Well, the Office of the Special Prosecutor has been given the green light to prosecute him. And, well, some time back, many have said that the Office of the Special Prosecutor was not working. Well, now it seems things have changed. What are your thoughts? Let's hop onto social media to read some of the comments. And Christopher Boachi says, Special Prosecutor don't have anything good for Ghana, just Ghanaian money. We'll bring you those comments shortly, but let's take a short break and we'll be back. Welcome back from that short break. You're still watching JoyNews Interactive. Now let's go back to social media to find out what people had to say about the Office of the Special Prosecutor. And Samuel Soshi says, if this is the kind of corruption case he's wasting his time to prosecute, then the office has failed. We had big corruption comments during the MPP opposition era and was hoping to see those big cases, but small car tax, oh, please, let us be serious more. This one even is the district courts can prosecute. And Jake Anikoba says, malicious prosecution. 4 out of his 5 charges against Ayariga was striked out. As we speak, the Supreme Court is yet to rule on his age matter. And Eric Messer says that go-ahead was given because the Supreme Court has not sat on the case brought before it by the former Deputy Attorney General challenging his appointment. The High Court did not rule on that one as submitted by Ayariga because the issue is with the Supreme Court. Amidu would have lost all his charges against Ayariga. And Yakubu Ibn Chamba says the special prosecutor has been equipped with the necessary accoutrements to effectively carry out his mandate. To conclude that Martin Amidu isn't working is preposterous because prosecutorial issues hinged on a gradual process of fact-finding and information gathering, so we must give the SP the benefit of the doubt. And Abraham Kweku Natson says the office of the special prosecutor has been useless from the day one, I guess that's what he wants to say, and has been blind on the corruption activities engaged by government officials in broad daylight. Special prosecutor indeed. And Mamwa Elijah says Martin Amidu SP is working. The judicial pronouncements really validate Amidu's legal authority. Now let's talk about the National Science and Math Quiz. For a subsequent number of years, the National Science and Math Quiz has become a very competitive event, fostering academic rivalry among high schools and giving the bragging rights to second cycle students in Ghana. It's indispensable to talk about top high schools in Ghana without mentioning girls' schools such as Wesley Girls, Abri Girls, Holy Child, St. Mary's, and the list goes on and on. However, it's surprising to know that after all these years, no girls' school in Ghana has ever had the feeling of being champions of the National Science and Math Quiz. Will a girls' school break the National Science and Math Quiz jinx? Well, before that, let's take you back and see some highlights from yesterday.
In 2018, during the National Science and Math Quiz, they were out on the first day after the first round of competition. Painful it was. They were eliminated by St. Peter's Boys Senior High School. St. Peter's would continue to win the 2018 trophy. But this year, they say they are coming for revenge. Call it Revenge of the Notre Dame Girls. What's your name?
Yakubu Sharifa.
Yakubu Sharifa, and then you?
Abena Jimfua.
And then
Phoebe Rejoice.
Phoebe Rejoice. Tell me, what was it like last year? I'm sure you guys were monitoring from. Or you guys were here? The three of you were here, or you were in school back then?
We were here. The two of us were here.
Oh, okay. So you represented Notre Dame Girls?
No, please.
Okay, but you were here to watch the competition.
Yes, please.
What was the feeling like? Like on the first day, you know, there was a lot of talk about the National Science and Math Quiz, and then you come here, you travel all the way from the Bronx region to come here, and on the first day, you are handed like a painful, defeat. What was the feeling like that day for you?
Well, it was very, very sad. You could really see we were crying from the stage to the dormitory. It was really sad for us because we really thought we would go far in the competition because we really prepared for it, but, well, God knows best.
God knows best?
Yes.
Tell me, did the crying continue in your dorms?
Yes, when they came, we were all crying. It was sad. But all the same, yeah, I cried. Oh. Well,
you cried?
Yeah, but I had my tears. I don't have to be crying loud like that. So, yeah, cried. It was painful.
Mabna, right?
Yeah.
What made you cry? I mean, what made you cry?
Oh, okay, let me say my sisters, because they are older than me. They prepared well. Prepared well, and they deserved to win.
Okay.
So it was really a heartbreak.
Heartbreaking. What about you? What's the name again?
Rejoice.
Rejoice. How painful was it? Missing out, like, going out on the first day, knowing that, after the first day.
We hope this year no crying in the dorms will happen. Now let's hop onto social media to find out, will a girls' school win this year's National Science and Math Quiz? And Aziz Juna says, I foresee surprises for this year's National Science and Math Quiz, I guess. And Sarila says, so that the so-called Wesley Girls had never lived to. If 30-plus candidates can rock 06 and Wasi yet no trophy, then I can't think far. And Yakubu Ibn Chamba says, I think it's because of the lack of dynamism and the incessant bullying from their male counterparts. The tide will change this year because I can see Bulgar girls beaming with dynamism and can win spirit. And as Siedu Patrick says, the value will continue to be the same. I have spoken. Alele Emma says it can be possible if they work hard. Nick Osborne Bosi says that's nature for you. On the sixth day, God created Adam first. Before he thought of creating Eve. And Brighton Apietus Jr. says, you see, it's because of women, that's why we are suffering today. Interesting comment. He goes on to say, it will never happen for girls to win this trophy in the National Science and Maths quiz. Anyway, great greetings to our boys at Decidal College. Kwabna Ampofu saying, the same old story, and Emmanuel Close says, okay, so we will show it on our TV when it gets to the 1/8. Terence is saying, possibly. Nonetheless, how about the national best students in school? We see most of them to be girls. Before we wrap up on the show, we have to show you our video of the day. And for today's video of the day, weddings are very touchy subjects. But for this couple, they decided to use this as their wedding dance. This is what happens when a wrestler marries a karate woman. Anyways, it's time for us to wrap up on the show, JoyNews Interactive. You've been watching with me, Selinam Ampo. Do stay tuned for more stories. Goodbye.